In this tutorial, I'll show you how to make a speed ramp car edit from scratch. Let's start with the first one, which is the gear I use. I shoot with the Sony a7 IV attached with a Sigma 28-70mm f2.8. To get stable shots, I use DJI Ronin RS4, and I have a small rig briefcase handle for it as well. I'll leave a link for everything in the description so you can check them out. Let's get to filming the shots. This was my first time shooting POV, so I'm sorry if it looks kind of bad. I'll make it better for the next time. These are the basic shots I shoot every time I make a speed ramp edit. On the side, you can see exactly how the shot looked out of the camera and which settings I shot it with. With the Sony a7 IV, you can go very high with ISO while still getting a great image quality. Also, there's many great tools for noise reduction. But if you are on an older camera, I recommend shooting at daylight or other proper lighting. Open your project settings and make sure your timeline resolution is set to 1920 by 1080 and the frames per second matches your camera settings. Drag your audio to the timeline. Cut the part you want to use for the edit. Go through the audio and mark the beat drop by pressing M. After that, go through your clips and choose one that fits the intro of your edit. Use these gray sliders to delete the start and end of the clip, so you are only left with the good middle part. Open the clip in Fusion. Press Shift plus Escape and search for Tracker. Move the tracker to a high contrast point on the car. Resize it. Change adaptive mode to best match and track the video forward. Click on Operation and change the mode to Match Move. Change Merge to Background Only. Hit Shift plus Space again and search for Transform. After that, search for Grid. Change row and column cells to 4 so you can see the middle point of the clip. Make sure you are on the last frame. Use the transform to move the point you track to the middle of the grid. After that, you can get rid of the grid. Zoom in to get rid of the transparent edges. If you did everything correctly, now your clip should be locked to the middle. Go back to the editing page. Right-click on the clip and select New Compound Clip. I recommend changing playback resolution to quarter for this next step. Now we are doing the speed ramps. There's also a great plugin for speed ramping in DaVinci. I'll leave the link in the description, but for now I'll show you how to do it without plugins so everyone can follow along. Open the clip in Fusion, search for Time Stretcher, go back to the editing page and cut the clip on the first marker point. And after that, go back to the Fusion page. There should be a keyframe on the first frame, but if there isn't, make one. And change the source time to 0. After that, go in the middle of the clip and adjust the source time to the something you like. Then go to the last frame and turn down source time. The goal is to get a graph like this. Open spline window, select the time stretcher, highlight all of the points, and adjust the graph similar to me. Repeat the stabilization process for all of your clips you want to use. Now let's speed ramp another clip to the beat marks and match the flow with the first clip. Add the time stretcher, cut the clip on a beat mark. I'll cut it on the 4th beat mark. Go back to Fusion, open the spline window, and select the time stretcher. The main thing is that you need to have a steep point on your graph on every beat mark. Here's a visual example on how the graph should be. Here the top point is not steep but is on a beat mark, so it doesn't flow well with the video. So if you want to make a regular speed ramp combined with a boomerang speed ramp, you need to have the top keyframe in between 2 beat marks, so the flow stays. Now just repeat this process for the rest of the edit. If you still need help, I've got many other speed ramping tutorials on my channel, but for now, let's move on to color grading. Start by making a new node by pressing Option plus S. Add contrast to your liking and fine-tune it using the pivot slider next to it. As you can see, I shot this under a very warm light, but I want the edit to be a bit on the more neutral side. Open the RGB mixer on the first node. Adjust the RGB values until the shot looks more natural. You can use the vector scope as a guide. The objective is to get most of the colors in the middle of the vector scope. That's way better. Add another node, open Effects, and search for Glow. Change output to shiny regions and adjust the shine threshold so only the brightest parts are affected. Play around with gain and spread. Make another node and then press Option plus P twice. These are going to be used for masking. Select the top one and go to the masking window. Select the oval mask and position it over the car. Reduce the values on offset to make it darker. Click on this icon to invert the mask. Move on to the node below. Take a gradient mask and position it on the bottom of the frame. Reduce offset a little. Next up, we'll add some slight sharpening. Make a new node. Go to the blur window and reduce the radius by 0.2. Make one last node. For this one, I'll add a LUT by Declan Jenkinson. I'll leave a link for that as well. Go to Key window and reduce the gain output to 0.3. Click on Clips. Hold Command and select all of the clips from your edit. Right-click on the graded clip and choose Apply Grade. Now, if all of your shots were exposed similarly, you should be good to go, but it's best to tweak out the colors for each clip so they match better. I mainly needed to reduce the gain on the glow. The edit is basically now ready, and you can add some cool transitions and effects to it. There are loads of tutorials on my page for free effects in DaVinci. The export is very straightforward. Name the edit and choose the location. I don't have a regular format that I use. It's either QuickTime or MP4, but the codec should be H.265. Under Quality, restrict the bitrate to 21,000. If you are interested in learning more, check out these videos.